Narcissistic abuse is a form of psychological and emotional abuse inflicted by individuals with narcissistic traits. It is so covert, manipulative, and insidious that it frequently goes undetected. Even the victim themselves usually questions whether they are being abused or not, often blaming themselves for the way they are treated due to the constant manipulation, gaslighting, projection, and blame shifting by the narcissist. Let us know in the comments below if you have lived through this fog of confusion from narcissistic abuse. Know that you are not alone. It is a common theme within the victims. This type of abuse can be extremely devastating, leaving lasting scars on your mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. Being affected in these areas of your life can then negatively affect all other areas of your life, such as your finances, your relationships with others, your quality of life, along with your self-worth. Narcissistic abuse refers to the manipulation, control, and psychological harm inflicted by someone with narcissistic tendencies. Unlike physical abuse, which leaves visible marks, narcissistic abuse is often subtle and insidious, making it harder to recognize. This fact makes it difficult to address, therefore making it difficult to escape from. Many people can go through most of their life not understanding what they've lived through, enduring the abuse, accepting it as normal, whilst living in an empty shell of themselves, living in a permanent state of cognitive dissonance, because it is the only way to survive when you are existing in the narcissist matrix. A narcissist's primary goal is to maintain power and control over their victim, often driven by a need for admiration, validation, and a sense of superiority. Their needs are also known as narcissistic supply. We are all seen as objects for supply to a narcissist. Narcissists are deeply insecure. They have no sense of self, so they live their life seeking validation from those in the outside world, feeling the need to control everyone and everything in their environment. They will do and say whatever it takes to make them appear in a favorable light. Image is everything to a narcissist. Maintaining the facade is their priority, even if that means to destroy everyone else around them. Narcissists use manipulation to control our thoughts, emotions, or our actions, employing tactics such as gaslighting, where they distort reality to make us doubt our own perceptions. Words spoken by the narcissist is often calculated to affect our thoughts and emotions that then coerce us into thinking what they want us to think, therefore doing what they want us to do. They play people like a game of chess, manipulating situations to make it favor them. The first stage of the narcissistic abuse cycle is the idealization stage, where the victim is put on a pedestal. You may experience their love bombing at this time, where you can receive gifts, praise, promises, or compliments, anything to make you feel valued, seen, and appreciated. All this excessive attention, flattery, and affection creates an intense emotional bond that makes the victim more susceptible to manipulation. Being treated in this way makes us feel euphoric, but it only means that the higher they make you go, the further you will fall through the next stage of the narcissist's abuse cycle, which is the devaluing phase, where the narcissist begins to devalue their victims. This can involve constant criticism, belittling comments, neglect, or emotional invalidation. All the belittling and devaluation can erode your self-worth and confidence. It can have you feeling confused, often self-blaming, and going out of your way to do whatever the narcissist wants you to do simply to please them. Because we often believe that this will get us back to the happy place we once were, not realizing the love bombing was all fake. The narcissist does not love. They are actors, acting their way through life, manipulating others into giving them what they want by pretending to care. The final stage of the abuse cycle is the discard. This is when the narcissist abruptly ends the relationship, often leaving their victims rejected, abandoned, confused, and hurt. This last phase happens because the narcissist feels they have drained the target of all emotional, financial, or social resources, or they have found a new source of supply. But they can also discard when you challenge them, because they fear exposure. By you challenging them, it makes it difficult for them to manipulate you. The discard is not only sudden but also callous, as it is a manifestation of the narcissist's lack of empathy along with their need to maintain control and superiority. During the relationship, the narcissist will often isolate their victims from friends, family, or any support networks, sometimes even discouraging them from working a job. This isolation leads to feelings of loneliness and hopelessness, making it harder for you to seek help or gain perspective on the situation. It gives the narcissist more control whilst increasing your dependency towards the narcissist. Projection is another one of the narcissist's abusive tactics, where their own negative traits and behaviors are projected onto their victims. It is a form of blame shifting. They may accuse the victim of being selfish, manipulative, or abusive, deflecting attention from their own actions to avoid accountability. Anything that the narcissist is guilty of is often projected onto someone else. They rarely take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they shift blame onto their victims, making them feel guilty and responsible for the narcissist's behaviors. Triangulation is another manipulative abuse tactic. This involves bringing a third party into the relationship to create jealousy, competition, mistrust, punishment, or insecurity. The narcissist may use friends, family members, colleagues, or even strangers to undermine you, simply to maintain control. Another abusive tactic they use is gaslighting, which is a form of psychological manipulation where the abuser makes you doubt your reality. This can involve denying events, lying, or distorting facts to make you feel confused or uncertain. Therefore, victims doubt themselves and believe the narcissist's false narratives instead. Narcissists may also use the silent treatment to punish their victims and assert control. By withholding communication and affection, it can create anxiety and desperation in their target. After a period of separation or conflict, the narcissist may attempt to hoover the victim back into the relationship. This can involve empty promises of change, fake apologies, or manipulative tactics to re-establish control. The hoover stage is essentially the first part of the narcissistic abuse cycle beginning all over again, where the idealization or love-bombing tactics are attempted once more. The effects of narcissistic abuse can be profound and long-lasting. Victims often experience a range of emotional, psychological, and physical symptoms, including chronic stress. The emotional turmoil of living with a narcissist can lead to anxiety disorders and depression. Many victims of narcissistic abuse develop PTSD, characterized by flashbacks, nightmares, hypervigilance, or emotional numbness. The stress of narcissistic abuse can manifest in physical symptoms, such as headaches, gastrointestinal issues, chronic pain, or other physical ailments. Understanding narcissistic abuse is the first step toward recovery. Educating oneself about the tactics and behaviors of narcissists can help you make sense of your experiences and regain control. Narcissistic abuse is a pervasive, damaging form of psychological and emotional manipulation that can have lasting effects. Recognizing the signs and tactics of narcissistic abuse is crucial in understanding its impact so you can take the steps needed towards healing and recovery. If you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you in any way, please support us by liking this video, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. This will also help the YouTube algorithm to spread these videos out to more people. By sharing this content, together we can help others. Thank you.